Welcome to Warrior Woodshop. We're in the middle of a long-term multi-field trip, whatever you want to call it. We're back in Turner Reagan's basement where we're adding some outlets to his lower garage. By code, since we're on a concrete floor, we need to have a GFI outlet. We're doing this under some guidance from a couple of licensed electricians that we know personally. They've guided us on what to do. So we're pretty comfortable with what we're doing. If you're not, please consult or have your work done by a licensed electrician. On the back side, there are some similarities and some differences. Both of them have their white screws for the neutral, or silver, excuse me, and their brass screws for the power line. They both will have a ground screw, which is green. That is about where the similarities end. On a standard receptacle, it does not matter which pair of terminals you use because they're connected together. However, since we're referring to the GFI, if you notice, there is a line and a load. Line is the power line or input, the IN for input, and you have the load, which is any other outlets on the same chain, so outgoing or O, that's how I remember it. You still use the black for the brass and the white for the silver, and you tie all of your grounds together. What we're going to do is put one GFI outlet in here, and the second one, which is off camera right now, will also be GFI protected in series. We can do up to 4 according to code. So let me show you how it's done.
Load is going out.
Yeah, load's what you're carrying. Line's on top. So power line coming in is the top one.
Yeah, if the outlet is the correct way. So what if you don't have, what if this is the last outlet in the series?
You just no load, or it'll be the only outlet, not the last.
Load. And this is line. Yep. Alright, so we got 1 ground clamp and 2 ground
I
lines.
need to run a pigtail.
Got plenty of service room, and we're good.
All right, right now power's still off. We got the GFI hooked up in outlet number 1. These are on the same circuit, so we're going to just do a regular outlet. Remember how the load in we talked about is supplying power to here. This one will also be GFI protected. The line coming off of this is actually another circuit. We just shared the conduit. So normally on the end one, you wouldn't have to pigtail the ground, but since we're sharing the ground for multiple circuits, which is code, we did check in our area, we're going to pigtail the regular outlet. But if you notice, the blue line is our power for this circuit, and our white's still our neutral. We'll just 1 screw in each side. This one we wrap up pretty quick. All right, let's turn our power on, and we got indicator lights, and according to the code, 2 good yellow or orange lights mean it's correctly wired, ground and everything. This one is a GFI actual outlet. That one is connected in series. So if I trip the GFI over here, you notice the power light went out there. I can reset it here, and they both come back on. This one's a little bit different. This particular brand, if you trip it, it has a red light that comes on. A lot of them have The red light goes off once you reset it. A lot of them have a green light that are indicated on all the time. Just a matter of which brand you get. It's going to work the same. The only thing we don't have on this particular tester is some of them have a GFI trip button on them, which would make it would test it. A code inspector or a housing inspector should do that if they are checking to make sure everything's GFI protected. Why did we have to go GFI again? We're staying on concrete floor. Anything that's plugged in is considered an appliance by definition. So the person operating the appliance, or in this case it's going to be a tool, is directly in contact with the ground. We throw linoleum, we throw hardwood flooring, we throw laminate flooring, we throw carpet on here. It no longer is directly connected to the ground, so it's all about insulation. So that is one way to get around it. There are some concerns with power tools and GFI outlets that a massive startup is going to trip it or confuse the GFI. So the way I would get around that is I would go ahead and switch this out to a regular outlet and then put one of those rubber shock absorption floor mats and stand on that while you're running the tool, so that way you're insulated. That's not code because it's not a permanent finished floor, but it would work for a workshop and still be safe electrically because you're not in direct contact with the ground. So to sell the house and to be code, it has to be GFI, which is what we're doing here. Again, we're guided by a licensed electrician. I teach residential carpentry. A little bit covers wiring. I'm not licensed, but I'm comfortable enough with my wiring to teach students how to replace outlets, do ceiling fans, etc., that most DIY homeowners can do themselves. So hopefully you got some out of this video. And again, we're doing Turner's garage into a workshop as a secondary garage. So we're going to do a lot more videos from this field trip location. So if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up for this one. I mean, you're watching it to learn how to do a GFI, right? And hit that bell notification so when you see the rest of the garage come together into a workshop, you get notified. So when you're done wiring up that GFI, go out and make some sawdust.